Welcome to a new video, everybody. Today we're going to be installing some off-road pod lights on the Sorrento. The company Nilight was kind enough to send us over two lights. We're going to do one on each side. So big thanks to them. Go check out their website, and I'll be leaving links in the description below to that, and also to this specific set of lights, and also the brackets. Those are also from Nilight. So again, thanks so much to them for sending this stuff out. So let's go ahead and see how to get this stuff installed on the car. Now for mounting the lights, I went ahead and went with this style of bracket that goes on the hood of the car. It just kind of clamps down from the inside there where there's a lip. There's like a little metal plate that you're going to tighten down with those 3 set screws onto the hood. And then on this top part, it's got like a little rubber coating so it's not going to scratch up your paint. It's got these little screws here and here so you can turn it left or right, and then of course this articulates up and down for wherever you want to point the light. I just figured getting these would be the easiest, because then you can just run the wires right here under the hood over there to the battery. So let's go ahead and talk about the lights now. Alrighty, so with this kit we've got both of the pod lights, and I went ahead and went with some multifunctional pod lights. I'll explain that here in just a little bit. It comes with all the connectors and the wiring that you need. The controller, it's got an on-off switch and a mode button. Again, these are kind of multifunctional. If you take a look in here, we've got just the regular LED diodes around the outside. That's going to give us the super bright white light. And then there in the middle, those are all yellow. So we can do an amber light as well. It can flash in between the two or just have one on. We'll show those later once it's dark out and we can actually see the lights. And then also with all this wiring, so you can actually disconnect the controller so it's easier to kind of feed it where you want it to go inside the car. And then it's also already wired up with a relay, a fuse on the positive side of the wiring, and then both of these are already terminated with a little ring connector. So everything's pretty much already done for you. All we're going to have to do is put it into place and connect it to the positive and negative terminals of our battery. Alrighty, so we've got the positive wire going to the positive side of our battery. The negative wire is going to the negative side, and our battery is grounded right there, so we can use that negative terminal as a ground. I went ahead and just took a small screw and put it into this little plastic back here to hold the relay. I think that'll hold it out of place. And then of course, before we pack up all the wiring and do everything, we want to make sure that everything works. So we're going to use our controller. There is the lights, and then like I was saying, so this one has a couple of different modes. You can go to the yellows, you can have both on at the same time, you can flash the whites, flash the yellows and whites, and then back to the solid white. So now that we know everything works, everything's connected well, we're gonna go ahead and kind of do some cable management, get the lights onto the mounts, and then we'll be good to go. So I've got all of the extra cabling bundled up here with a zip tie and a couple of these little cable holders, just holding the cable up out of the way, making sure that it doesn't touch anything that's going to get too hot or any moving pieces. I've also made sure that I can close the hood and it's not going to clamp down on where any of the connectors are. I just went ahead and looped a couple of rounds of electrical tape around each side there. And then for the controller, what I'm going to do is this cable here is going to snake through the side panel here of the car and right there to where the driver's seat is. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this plastic panel off and then feed it through. And for the controller, I just went ahead and placed it here on the side of my dash, snaked the cabling behind some of this little rubber channel back here, and then that's where it feeds through to the engine bay. I did use a socket extension to kind of feed that connector through there. There's like a little piece of foam right here that's kind of hard to get through, so using the socket extension helped open up a gap so I could put that through. And then I made sure and left enough slack here so that when I close the door, it doesn't pull on the controller or anything like that. Thanks so much for stopping by and checking out the video. If you have any questions about the lights or about the install, let me know in the comments. As I mentioned earlier, I'll be leaving a link to Nilight's website and to the specific lights in the description down below. Again, thanks so much for stopping by and checking out the video, and I hope to see you in my next one.